everyone, welcome to my channel, and for those of you that are returning, thank you. When King Charles' great grandmother inherited the throne, she was the niece of the previous king's third son. So it would be like Beatrice inheriting the throne. So please hold on to that thought. I'm going to circle back around to it, not in a deep dive kind of way, just to show you what I mean now. Fate has helped these UK royals to be on the throne right now, these present ones, the king, and who is going to inherit the throne, William. And instead of them focusing on what they have and what they could have been, because they didn't even have to be a part of this long, he did not have to be king. He could have been Rowan Nash Lascelles. But you hear all the rumors and things that are coming out, and you said, okay, those are tabloid rumors and gossips and all of that. People are entitled to do that. So, but if it was a case of gossip and selling papers, let's examine some of the things that these papers could be talking about, and people would be interested in what is going on. So let's look at it. Andrew, allegations against Andrew. Cash for honors, allegations about that. You have a whole missing princess that, well, let's not say she's missing. She hasn't been seen outside for months. And that princess, say, has the same thing that the king has, and the king, we know she doesn't have it, but the king is out there, can be seen. She can't even be photographed with any of her children for their birthday or just a Zoom call or anything. Those are the things that could be talked about right now. But you don't see anybody across any platform talking about it. Why? They do not have permission to do so. And one of the things that I can say, when people inherit, people talk, ask now, can King Charles stop Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan from going to the Caribbean countries? One of the things, when people inherit wealth, and all wealth is not, they don't just inherit wealth, they inherit the contacts, the connections, and all the, what is the word I'm looking for, all the favors that are owed. So just like, you hear people having these calls and you say, oh, I didn't even know they know this person, or how do they know these people? With King Charles, he can call, he can pick up his phone and call this person and that person. Do not do this, do not do that. That is outside like government reach. So that is how they can do certain things. So when you hear and see people not talking about, and that's just lightly touching on the many things that they could be touching on when to do with the royal family, and they're not the UK royal families. Instead, they're focusing on two people that have resigned a company that shouldn't have anything. Even if they left with their titles, that's the least they could give them. They didn't bestow on them any lands, any house, any inheritance that he didn't get from his mother. They didn't bestow on them like countries to run, so they have to keep an eye on them. They literally cut them off with nothing, and yet they're making an effort to toxify these people so nobody else will help them, associate with them, and they could make money on their own. But in any case, let me just get back into why the UK royals should be grateful for where they are, because they didn't have to be there. Victoria, that became Queen Victoria and was the longest reigning monarch until her great great granddaughter became the longest running monarch. She literally inherited the throne because her uncle didn't leave a surviving uh, heir. He didn't have any legitimate kids. And her two uncles, but her uncle that inherited the throne, inherited the throne because his brothers didn't have any kids. Then when she died, her son Edward the Seventh inherited the throne. Then when her son died, George George the Fifth, this is where another fake came in. George the Fifth was third behind his father. So if George's brother, George the Fifth brother, had lived, George the Fifth would not even inherit the throne because George's brother would have had children or could have had children. So this is where another fake came in, where George the Fifth now got on the throne, right? And when he died, his eldest son, Edward, Edward the Eighth, became king. Edward the Eighth, this is where another fate stepped in, abdicated. And he was the one that married Willis. So when he left, his brother Albert became king. And his brother Albert now took the name George the Sixth. And the government, is rumored that the government were looking to bypass him because of all his problems. They're thinking he's not well in the head, he's not fit, all these things. And they were looking to bypass him to go to his brother, his fourth brother, because his brother had a son, and because of the male inheriting the throne. So George the Sixth now had the throne, and that's when his kids, Elizabeth and Margaret. So when he died, Queen Elizabeth inherited the throne. So Queen Elizabeth inherited the throne, sat on that throne for 70 years, outlasting the record set by her great great grandmother. So if she had just stuck around, who knows what could have happened. And now we have King Charles. And we should presumably have his heir apparent, Prince William. And so they know all this history. And instead of using the Be Grateful and using the platform and the gift and the riches that they've been given to maybe help those that they say their platform is to help, they're instead focusing on a prince and a duchess, duke and duchess, that have resigned. And unless they know something that we don't know, whether it's a curse or fate that could twist something in to make Harry be on the throne, and they're trying to stop that, there is no reason for what they are doing and what they are allowing to happen constantly. And when people are busy throwing all these things on Nigeria, what is Nigeria? Nigeria is part of the Commonwealth. So they should be ashamed of any bad things that is happening to the Commonwealth, while King Charles' wealth has increased, while toxifying two people that have resigned, and say, take it all. We're just going to try to make our own way. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Please let me know what you think. Like, subscribe if you will, and talk to you soon. Bye.